Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that affects millions of lives every day, the dark sides of social media. While social media platforms offer numerous benefits, there are significant downsides that we need to address. From mental health issues to privacy concerns, we'll explore the hidden costs of our digital lives. Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that's very close to my heart: the dark sides of social media. Social media has revolutionized the way we communicate and connect with each other. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok have become integral parts of our daily lives. They allow us to stay in touch with friends and family, share our experiences, and access information instantly. However, with these benefits come significant drawbacks. The very features that make social media so appealing also contribute to a range of negative effects. Let's begin by examining the impact of social media on mental health. One of the most concerning aspects of social media is its impact on mental health. Studies have shown that excessive use of social media can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. The constant exposure to idealized images and lifestyles can create feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Social media creates a false sense of reality. People tend to compare their lives with the highlight reels of others, which can lead to feelings of envy and dissatisfaction. Moreover, the addictive nature of social media can exacerbate these issues. The endless scrolling, likes, and comments provide a dopamine rush, making it hard to put our phones down. This can lead to a cycle of addiction, where we're constantly seeking validation from our online interactions. Another major issue is cyberbullying and online harassment. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying can happen 24/7, and the victim can be targeted anywhere and at any time. This can lead to severe psychological trauma, and in some cases, even suicide. I was constantly harassed online. It felt like there was no escape. I couldn't sleep, eat, or focus on anything. It was a nightmare, says one victim. Cyberbullying isn't limited to teenagers. Adults can also be targets, often facing harassment due to their appearance, beliefs, or personal choices. The anonymity provided by social media platforms often emboldens bullies, making them feel invincible and detached from the consequences of their actions. Privacy is another significant concern. Social media platforms collect vast amounts of data about their users, often without their explicit consent. This data can be used for targeted advertising, sold to third parties, or even stolen in data breaches. Most users are unaware of how much data they are sharing. Social media platforms track your location, search history, and even private messages. This information can be used in ways that users never intended, says a data privacy expert. In recent years, there have been several high-profile data breaches where millions of users' personal information was exposed. These incidents highlight the vulnerabilities in our digital lives and the need for better data protection measures. Social media has also become a breeding ground for fake news and misinformation. The algorithms that power these platforms prioritize engagement, often promoting sensational or false content that generates more clicks and shares. Fake news spreads faster than the truth on social media. This can have serious consequences, from influencing elections to inciting violence, explains a journalist. The spread of misinformation can lead to real-world harm, eroding trust in institutions and dividing communities. It's crucial for users to critically evaluate the information they encounter online and to seek out reliable sources. Social media can also have a negative impact on our personal relationships. The constant need to check our phones and stay connected online can lead to neglect of real-life interactions. This can create feelings of isolation and loneliness, even when we're surrounded by people. I realized I was spending more time on my phone than with my family. It was affecting my relationships and my mental well-being, shares a user. Moreover, social media can create unrealistic expectations for relationships. The curated images of perfect couples and families can make us feel like our own relationships are lacking, leading to dissatisfaction and conflict. The addictive nature of social media is another major concern. The platforms are designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible. using features like infinite scrolling, notifications, and algorithms that show us content we're likely to interact with. Social media platforms use psychological principles to keep users hooked. This can lead to excessive use, where people spend hours each day scrolling through their feeds, explains a behavioral psychologist. This addiction can lead to a significant waste of time, affecting productivity and overall quality of life. It's important to set boundaries and be mindful of how much time we're spending online. Social media can also negatively impact self-esteem and body image. The platforms are filled with edited photos and idealized representations of beauty, which can create unrealistic standards. I used to compare myself to the influencers I followed. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough, no matter how hard I tried. Says another user. This constant comparison can lead to body dissatisfaction, eating disorders, and other mental health issues. It's important to remember that what we see online is often not a true reflection of reality. Social media can also contribute to the formation of echo chambers, where people are only exposed to information and opinions that align with their own beliefs. This can lead to increased polarization and a lack of understanding between different groups. Echo chambers can reinforce existing biases and create a distorted view of reality. This can make it difficult for people to engage in constructive dialogue and find common ground, explains a sociologist. The algorithms that power social media platforms are designed to show us content that we're likely to engage with, which often means content that reinforces our existing views. This can create a feedback loop that deepens divisions and makes it harder to bridge the gap between different perspectives. Let's delve deeper into some of these issues with real-world examples and testimonials. Take the case of Jane, a high school student who became the target of cyberbullying after a classmate posted an embarrassing photo of her online. The photo quickly spread, and Jane found herself the subject of cruel comments and taunts, not just from classmates but from strangers as well. I felt completely helpless, Jane recalls. It felt like everyone was against me, and there was no way to make it stop. Jane's story is not unique. According to a study by the Cyberbullying Research Center, over 34% of students have experienced cyberbullying at some point in their lives. Moving on to privacy concerns, let's discuss the infamous Cambridge Analytica scandal. In 2018, it was revealed that the political consulting firm had harvested data from millions of Facebook users without their consent, using the information to influence voter behavior in the US and UK elections. This breach exposed the vulnerabilities in social media platforms and sparked a global conversation about data privacy. Despite increased awareness, many users remain unaware of the extent to which their personal information is collected and used. It's crucial for us to understand the implications of sharing our data online and to take steps to protect our privacy. The issue of fake news and misinformation is another area where the consequences can be dire. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, social media was flooded with misinformation about the virus, treatments, and vaccines. False claims about miracle cures and conspiracy theories about the origins of the virus spread rapidly, leading to confusion and fear. Health experts struggled to combat the spread of false information, which undermined public health efforts and contributed to vaccine hesitancy. This highlights the importance of critical thinking and the need for social media platforms to take responsibility for the content they promote. The impact of social media on relationships is something many of us can relate to. Have you ever been out with friends or family only to find everyone glued to their phones? This phenomenon, often referred to as phubbing, phone snubbing, can strain relationships and lead to feelings of neglect and isolation. One user, Emily, shared her experience. I noticed my partner and I were spending more time on our phones than talking to each other. It created a distance between us, and we had to make a conscious effort to disconnect from our devices and reconnect with each other. Addiction to social media is a growing concern, especially among younger users. Platforms are designed to keep us hooked, using techniques such as infinite scrolling and personalized content to capture our attention. This can lead to compulsive behavior, where users feel the need to check their accounts constantly. According to a report by Common Sense Media, teens spend an average of 7 hours and 22 minutes on their screens daily, not including time spent on schoolwork. This excessive use can interfere with sleep, academics, and physical activity, leading to a decline in overall well-being. The impact on self-esteem and body image is another critical issue. Social media is filled with images of seemingly perfect lives and bodies, often achieved through filters and photo editing. This can create unrealistic standards of beauty and success, leading to feelings of inadequacy. For instance, a study published in the journal Body Image found that women who spent more time on social media were more likely to have a negative body image. It's important to remember that these images are often curated and not an accurate reflection of reality. The formation of echo chambers and increased polarization is a significant concern in today's digital age. When we only engage with content that aligns with our beliefs, we miss out on diverse perspectives and meaningful dialogue. This can deepen divisions and create a more polarized society. For example, during the 2016 U.S. presidential election, social media played a role in amplifying partisan views and spreading misinformation, contributing to a highly charged and divided political climate. It's essential to seek out diverse sources of information and engage in respectful discussions with those who hold different viewpoints. Let's explore more examples and testimonies to understand these issues better. Consider the case of Mark, a young professional who found himself constantly comparing his life. Consider the case of Mark, a young professional who found himself constantly comparing his life to those he saw on Instagram. Every time I opened the app, I saw friends and influencers living these incredible lives, traveling, partying, achieving great things. It made me feel like I wasn't doing enough, like my life was boring in comparison, Mark shares. This comparison trap is a common experience for many social media users and can lead to feelings of inadequacy and depression. Mark eventually decided to take a break from social media, focusing instead on his own goals and achievements without the constant comparison. Another real-world example comes from Sarah, a mother who became overwhelmed by the pressure to present a perfect family image on social media. I felt like I had to curate every post to show the world how happy and perfect my family was. It became exhausting and stressful, Sarah explains. This pressure can be particularly intense for parents, who may feel judged by their online friends and followers. Over time, Sarah realized that this need for perfection was affecting her mental health and her relationships with her family. She decided to limit her social media use and focus on being present with her loved ones. Social media's impact on body image is also seen in the story of Lisa, a teenager who struggled with body dysmorphia. I would spend hours looking at fitness influencers and models, comparing my body to theirs. I felt like I could never measure up, Lisa recalls. This constant exposure to idealized and often edited images can be damaging, particularly for young people who are still developing their self-esteem. Lisa eventually sought help from a therapist, who helped her understand the difference between online portrayals and reality. The formation of echo chambers is another significant issue. John, a political science student, found himself increasingly isolated in his views after joining several politically focused groups on Facebook. At first, it felt great to connect with people who shared my beliefs, but over time, I realized that I wasn't hearing any opposing viewpoints. It made me more radical in my opinions and less willing to engage in constructive dialogue, John admits. This echo chamber effect can lead to increased polarization, making it difficult for people to find common ground and engage in meaningful discussions. The spread of fake news and misinformation can have real-world consequences, as seen in the case of Maria, a healthcare worker during the COVID-19 pandemic. Every day, I would see patients who had fallen victim to misinformation about the virus and vaccines. It was heartbreaking and frustrating because this misinformation was putting lives at risk, Maria shares. The rapid spread of false information on social media can undermine public health efforts and lead to dangerous behaviors. This highlights the importance of media literacy and the need for social media platforms to take responsibility for the content they promote. Addiction to social media is another growing concern, as illustrated by James, a university student who found himself spending hours each day on his phone. It started affecting my studies and my sleep. I couldn't focus on my assignments because I was constantly checking my notifications, James says. Social media addiction can have a significant impact on productivity and overall well-being. James eventually sought help from a counselor, who worked with him to develop healthier habits and set boundaries for his social media use. Let's now discuss some strategies to mitigate these negative effects and promote healthier social media habits. Set time limits. It's easy to lose track of time while scrolling through social media feeds. Setting time limits can help prevent overuse. Most smartphones now have built-in features that allow you to track and limit your screen time. Make use of these tools to ensure that you're not spending too much time online. Be mindful of your mental health. Pay attention to how social media makes you feel. If you notice that certain accounts or types of content make you feel anxious, sad, or inadequate, consider unfollowing or muting them. It's important to curate your online environment in a way that supports your mental well-being. Practice digital detox. Regularly take breaks from social media to recharge and focus on offline activities. A digital detox can help reset your relationship with social media and reduce feelings of addiction. Spend this time engaging in hobbies, spending time with loved ones, or enjoying nature. Strengthen real-life connections. Make a conscious effort to connect with people in real life. Prioritize face-to-face interactions over online ones whenever possible. Building strong offline relationships can help reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation. Be critical of the content. Always verify the information you come across on social media. Check the credibility of sources before sharing or acting on any news. This can help combat the spread of misinformation and ensure that you're consuming accurate information. Protect your privacy. Review and update your privacy settings on social media platforms regularly. Be cautious about the personal information you share online and who can see it. Use strong, unique passwords for your accounts and enable two-factor authentication where possible. Promote positivity. Use your social media presence to spread positivity and support others. Engage in constructive discussions and avoid getting involved in negative or toxic behavior. Being a positive influence online can help create a healthier social media environment for everyone. Seek professional help if needed. If you find that social media use is significantly impacting your mental health or daily life, don't hesitate to seek help from a mental health professional. They can provide guidance and strategies to manage your social media use and address any underlying issues. Additionally, here are some more detailed strategies for parents and educators who want to help young people navigate the complexities of social media. Educate about the realities of social media. Teach young people that what they see on social media is often a curated and idealized version of reality. Help them understand that people typically share their highlights and successes, while leaving out the challenges and mundane aspects of life. Encourage critical thinking. Promote media literacy by teaching young people how to critically evaluate the content they encounter online. Encourage them to question the credibility of sources and to think about the motivations behind the content they see. Model healthy social media habits. As adults, we can set a positive example by demonstrating balanced and mindful social media use. Show young people how to use social media in a way that enhances their lives without becoming overwhelming. Create open lines of communication. Foster an environment where young people feel comfortable discussing their social media experiences. Encourage them to share any concerns or negative experiences they may have and offer support and guidance. Implement family media plans. Work together as a family to create a plan for healthy media use. Set guidelines for screen time, device-free zones, and appropriate online behavior. This can help establish healthy boundaries and ensure that everyone is on the same page. Support offline activities. Encourage young people to engage in activities that don't involve screens. Hobbies, sports, and social events can provide a healthy balance and reduce the time spent on social media. Promote resilience and self-esteem. Help young people build resilience and a positive self-image by encouraging them to focus on their strengths and accomplishments. Remind them that their worth is not determined by likes or followers. In conclusion, while social media has undoubtedly transformed the way we connect and communicate, it's essential to recognize and address its dark sides. By being mindful of our usage, setting healthy boundaries, and fostering open discussions, we can mitigate the negative effects and create a more positive and supportive online environment. Thank you for joining me today to explore the dark sides of social media. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Stay safe, stay informed, and take care of your mental health. See you in the next video.